Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy Emini Trade, and I want to go over the breakout and breakdown trades. Actually, a breakout on 6E this morning and NQ breakdown, and I'll go over this in full detail during a webinar that I'm going to do Wednesday, September 12th at 4:30 p.m. And if you want more information on that, just go to my site, Easy Emini Trade, and click on the link that says upcoming webinar. And I promise I will go into it step by step, but for now, let me show you what we got for today. So I'm going to start out with 6E. This was this morning just after 8, and I have a 15-minute up and a 30-minute, and I don't enter in off these size charts. I look for the openings in the volume at price, and then I'll enter in off my small little range chart that I like. So that's just my preference. It doesn't really matter what size chart you enter in off of. So I'll go over more of that on Wednesday. But you can see here, looking at the 15-minute chart on 6E this morning, we've got this area here where we have some built up volume, right? And then keep in mind, none of this had happened yet. So let me just scroll backwards here and show you what it looked like at the time before it broke out and why I liked it. Okay, so this is what it looked like at the time. So this is the 15-minute and this is the 30-minute. The higher the time frame that you see the tails on, the better, but you know, you can drill down on a 5-minute and find them. Mainly what we're looking for is the opening between the volume areas. So right here, you can see we have a volume opening, and obviously this is already traded. If you're trading pre-market and it's in the middle of the night and you're trading, then great. I'm not, I'm sleeping. So here on the 15, you can see that we get these topping tails. And what I want to see is, I want to see a big topping tail where the body was pushed all the way down toward the bottom of the candle. So you can see that we actually get one here and here, right? So looking at this on the 15, we can't really see what kind of volume is there above us because we haven't traded really there yet. We traded it right here around 5:15 a.m. But we have to look at it on a bigger chart to see the last time price was here and what kind of openings there are in volume. So that's when you look at it on a 30-minute or a 60-minute. So I'm interested in this above the 15,860. And actually, if you look at it on a 5-minute, you might have had even a better entry with a tail. But anyway, I'm looking at above this area here, 15,860. So even though this tail on this bar here is under that, I don't want to take a breakout buy above this bar into this area where we've established some high volume, right? You can see it all here, this big volume node area here in green. And looking at it on the 60-minute, so here's today on the 60-minute, and I can see, looking to my left, here's that same tail area right here around that 860 spot. And I do have a bottoming tail, a topping tail here on the 30-minute as well. We can see that area right above us holding. And looking at the high volume area here, you can see that we do have an opening above that 860 spot. And then the next high volume area would be right here around the 15,935. So what I would do is I could take this as a breakout, and I would just be aware of this area that last held up here. And then I would be looking for price to hopefully trade through that as well. If you were worried about it, you can see that you still do get back here on the 30-minute from Friday, this topping tail right in this area here at 935 and then 6,000 as well. And we have not traded there since then. So looking above us here and to the left, we have the opening in volume here. So you have lots of opportunities. So realistically, looking at the 15, if it breaks the 860 area, we might get stuck right around the high of these bars here at 905. Then if it can get through 905, then we might get a reaction up there at 935. You could take an entry in on the area here at 935, 15,935, or you can wait to get above the 6,000. You can see that we really don't have any high volume built up here above us for quite a ways. And so when this does finally break out, we basically keep going higher until it hits that area well above where we anticipated at the high of the day here was at the time 16,225. It made that, right there on that breakout. And so it did manage to trade through all these levels that we mentioned. So you got way more than you bargained for. So you're looking for breakouts, you're looking for those topping tails and room on the volume at price area. So now let me show you NQ. All right, so on the NQ, I'm just going to show you a 15-minute and a 5-minute here. So you can see we have this opening in our volume here. If you're okay to take an entry right off the open and you're not too worried about it, I mean, basically you could take a breakdown. I don't jump in right off the open, but you can see that you've got this opening here to the left with support down here around this high volume area around 74.56. So you can see we wind up with a big topping tail here on the 5-minute. So maybe we're interested in a breakout if it can get above there at this point. And then we wind up with a big bottoming tail right here on the 5-minute. So realistically, we can look at the higher time frame. And if you can't see enough volume to your left on the 15 or 5-minute, then just look at it on a 60-minute so you can see what happened below this area. So I'll show you. So here's a 60-minute chart. So I can see the last time that we traded in this area was Friday. And you can see we've got all the volume built up here on the 60-minute. And if I take an entry under that tail on the 5-minute, I do have room below to like 24. And I'm using this tail here as a possible support area. So now we can fine tune it. Here's our 15-minute. We're looking at this big bottoming tail here. Sellers pushed it down, buyers pushed it back up. So looking for a short under that area. Trades down to that support area at 32.50. We're still waiting for that 32.50 area to break. So we put a sell order in under that general area. So you put a sell order in. We know that we've got room hopefully down to 24 and change. Obviously, we don't know how much we're going to get out of it. And then it doesn't trigger us under that area until this bar right here. And again, you're looking at the volume area. So looking at the volume area on that 30-minute, I'll show you again, or 60, it doesn't matter, whichever you want to look at. Just kind of see where price was reacting the last time that it was in the general vicinity. So looking over here, you can see that we've got all these tails and this volume above us here down to maybe 30, and then we have that little opening. So ideally, we're going to be looking under the areas where support has been holding. And so again, where's the volume? That's what we want to determine. So we enter in under 32.50. We wind up with this tail on the 15-minute, further confirming that area. Like I said, the bigger the chart, the better the area of the breakdown, as long as you've got the room. And so 32.50, you're looking to enter in at like 32.25. And then away you go. And then you're looking down at that next high volume area, which was like 24. It actually traded through that, and manage it accordingly. Now, when you see the topping tail here, you can see you've got one here at 56. If you're going to take a breakout, let's say above this tail here on the 5-minute, you're going to want to pay attention to the last area. You got a reaction here. So this tail here would be an area of possible reaction, even though you've got this opening here on the way up. So you just want to be aware of what is around you. And I just want to show you, how I entered that breakdown on NQ. Here is a 6-range chart. And again, you can use whatever you like, but the yellow line is Friday's close area. And so you can see we break the area of Friday's close here. And so I look to get in under that area there. So on this retracement, it never comes close to the stop, so we never get stopped out. Another way is you can watch it to fail in an area like that. So you can see it tries to break down and then it pops right back up. Then you can look to short under the failed area. Either way, it's right around that 32 and change area. This would get you in around 33 and change, and then this would get you in around 34. So I wouldn't be looking to take a breakdown above the close from Friday, because I have to assume it's going to hold. So that is why I didn't take an entry here under that bar on that tail, because if you look at it at that time on a smaller chart, you can see we would be taking it right into this support area. And so if you're looking to enter in under that support area of Friday's close, it would never have triggered you. Okay, so I hope that you find that helpful, and I will go over this in much more detail during the webinar. Okay, you guys have a great day.